take advantage, but don't get used to it. What a blessing it is to connect in this way with you. We have gotten calls, we've gotten cards, Facebook messages, emails from so many of you, but also from others outside of this congregation who have expressed their joy of having this live stream ability and opportunity. One good sister from a nearby church sent us a card and thanked us because she was alone, and she's been alone for the last 4 months in her house. But it has been such a tremendous blessing for her to stay connected in this way with good brothers and sisters all over the place. I love that we get to do this, but please don't get used to it. You know, unless you're a shut-in or in a nursing home or you're isolated, something like that, nothing, and I mean nothing, can take the place of face-to-face. Nothing. Nothing virtual can do that. We are the body of Christ, and we are designed to be in the presence of each other. And you may not think that you need it, but I will tell you, in kindness, you are wrong. Paul in Romans chapter 1 and verse 11, I find it encouraging that he tells the Christians at Rome, chapter 1, verse 11 in Romans, "For I long to see you so that I may impart some spiritual gift to you, that you may be established." He wanted to see them, and for anyone who might think that this is just a desire to be with them, maybe to lay his hands on them so that they can receive a miraculous manifestation of the Spirit, I don't think that's all there is to this, especially when you read the book of Acts recorded by Luke of how Paul so desired to get to Rome and to be with those brethren and to influence them, to comfort them, to be with them, because he wanted to see them face to face. In 1 Corinthians chapter 16, 5 through 7, Paul ends this letter with these words, "But I will come to you after I go through Macedonia, for I'm going through Macedonia, and perhaps I will stay with you or even spend the winter, so that you may send me on my way wherever I may go, for I do not wish to see you now just in passing, for I hope to remain with you for some time, if the Lord permits." And then he goes on to talk about being with different ones in verses 17 and 18, and then he ends with this, "For they have refreshed my spirit and yours." Paul longs to be with his brethren. He longs to be with them face to face. A letter, their technology, is one thing. A video is one thing. Face to face is altogether different. Paul mentions various times about greeting one another with a holy kiss. Peter even, that's, several of his letters, probably the most famous, Romans 16:16, greet one another with a holy kiss. But Peter also says it in 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 14 when he mentions giving the kiss of love to one another. And why is that? Because we need physical touch, we need physical presence. This is why we have something physical to hold in our hands as we memorialize the death of Jesus, like we did this morning. Something physical to put into our hands so that it takes us back. We need the presence of one another. This morning we had the bread and the blood represented. We are spirit beings with a physical body, and they are connected, and we need that connection. And you know what I'm talking about now that we're 4 weeks or so into this, don't you? All of us probably have the kind of longing that I have. I gotta admit to you, every Sunday is getting harder to sit in these pews emotionally. Oh, I can do this. We can do this for a year. What I'm doing, I'm telling you though, we're made to be together. Virtual neighborhoods and virtual churches will eventually lead to virtual reality, which can be superficial. That doesn't mean we're going to stop this. Our good shepherds have decided this is something that is reaching a lot of people, and we're going to keep putting the truth out there. And there are some that can't get to church, or for whatever reason, maybe they want a little extra on Sunday morning or Wednesday night. We're going to keep this kind of thing going. But I tell you what, those of you out there and those of you who attend this good congregation, you need to be back. You need to go back to your home congregation stronger than ever before, because we don't want to be superficial. We want to be the fellowship of believers who are connected. I have a couple of friends that are in the mission field, more than a couple. These guys are preachers. They're not missionaries, they're preachers where they live. I'm thinking of guys like Benedict Little, such a dear friend of mine. Love that man, love his wife, Mel, and their children. I'm thinking of Colin Ingalika. Benedict is now from Johannesburg, South Africa. Colin is from Durban area on the East Coast. These men, when I get to see them, in some way, the words come out of their mouths as well as mine. You don't know what it means to us to see you face to face, to be with you. I, like so many other preachers, get requests every week from other preachers in foreign lands asking me to come and see them. Got another one this week. There's something about us literally being together. Brethren, this disruption can either be devastating or divine for the church. Divine, so to speak. We can allow it to do us in or allow it to grow us up. And we choose today to allow us, for this disruption, to allow us to grow us up. Let's grow. Let's be eager about being even more involved in the kingdom work. Let's take advantage of our virtual gatherings, but please, don't get used to it. There's a time that we need to be back. I'm reminded as I close out of Acts chapter 2, if you'll turn over there. This is what I want to get back to. Acts chapter 2, starting in verse 42. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe, and many wonders and miraculous signs were done by the apostles, and all the believers were together. All the believers were together. I can't wait for that. All the believers coming together and had everything in common, selling their possessions and their goods, and they gave to anyone in need. They were blessing one another and meeting each other's needs. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes. They ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. Let's be all about that. Let's be all about getting back to that. So may I challenge you. I started this kind of the week of this deal, but I'm going to challenge you more with it tonight. Pray harder than you've been praying. Pray harder than ever before. You're saying, I have been. Good. Keep going. Keep doing it. Even more than you ever have been. Get on those knees. Turn that radio off in the vehicle. Put your phone down at home. Turn the television off. Go to the backyard. Take a walk and pray. Pray that we can learn from this, grow from this, and get back to being together as believers in the fellowship of Jesus Christ. Thank you for being with us tonight. Have a fantastic week. Pray, 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 and let your light shine this week.